Hello students, this is the lecture number 4 of unit number 2. In this lecture we will study about power units and accessories used in hydraulic circuits. So earlier in previous chapter also we studied about hydraulic reservoirs. So hydraulic reservoir is a particular, it is nothing but a tank in which the hydraulic fluid is stored for a particular application. It has several components like filler cap, oil level indicator, it has a baffle plate, and it has a slope which you can see that uh, uh, this particular slope is given to make sure that the impurities which are there that can be settled at the one corner of the reservoir, and from there it can be taken out. So there are several parts which you can say. Baffle plate is there, drain plug, the level indicator is there. So baffle plates are used to separate the what you can say fresh fluid as well as the fluid which already came from the system. So baffle plate will act like a isolator in mixing two different types of fluid. So there are suction and return line filters which are there to take care of the impurities in the hydraulic fluid. It has got a drain plug to drain the hydraulic fluid for the maintenance purpose. It has got a strainers and filters to remove the foreign particles. How to size that particular reservoir? The minimum reservoir capacity should be twice the pump delivery per minute. So these are all our thumb rules for designing the reservoir. So second one is the reservoir capacity should be 3 to 4 times the pump delivery per minute. This may well be too high a volume for a mobile application. That means this rule cannot be obeyed for the mobile application. For stationary application it is quite sufficient. The reservoir capacity should be 2 to 15 liters per installed horsepower. This may result in very large reservoirs when high pressure systems are used. That means this is also one rule, that depending on the horsepower output of that particular hydraulic system, the capacity should be 2 to 15 liter per capacity of horsepower. So fourth one is it must be make allowance to dirt, chips, and settle the air which has to escape through the oil. So that means reservoir should take care of all these things. It must be able to hold the oil, and it should have a large surface area to dissipate the heat generated, and it should have a adequate airspace to allow for a thermal expansion of oil. So why temperature of the working fluid should be properly maintained? Because the heat generated in the hydraulic system, because of no components can operate at 100% efficiency. Significant sources of heat include the pump, pressure relief valve, flow control valves. Heat can be caused the hydraulic fluid to temperature exceeds from the operating range of 35 degrees Celsius to 70 degrees Celsius. Excessive temperature hastens the oxidation of the hydraulic oil and causes it to become too thin. This will promote the deterioration of hydraulic seals and packing material, and accelerates the wear between the two mating parts. And it will also accelerate the wear of pump, valves, and actuators. So because of this, the temperature has to be maintained in the hydraulic system. So let's consider a difference between a filter and a strainer. For a proper operation of a long service life of hydraulic system, the oil cleanliness is of prime importance. Hydraulic components are very sensitive to contamination. The cause of majority of hydraulic system failures can be traced back to the contamination. Hence, The filtration of oil leads to a proper operation and long service life of a hydraulic system. The strainers and filters are designed to remove the foreign particles from the hydraulic fluid. They can be differentiated by following definition. Like filters, they are a device whose primary function is to retention by some of the fine porous medium of insoluble contaminants from the fluid. So filters are used to pick up the small contaminant particles because they are able to accumulate them better than the strainer. So filters are nothing but the component which actually retains the impurity, whereas hydraulic strainers are different. These are coarse filters and they don't retain the impurity which they filter out from the fluid. Their main function is to screen the hydraulic fluid, and usually the strainers are installed at the inlet line. So because of that they do not afford to offer too much resistance to the impurities in the hydraulic oil, but they will make sure that impurity having a certain having a size more than certain limit will not pass again to the hydraulic system. So any hydraulic system is associated with the major problem that is leakage. This reduces the efficiency and increases the power loss. Hence the sealing device play a vital role in the hydraulic system. By increasing the efficiency and decreasing the power losses, the leakages can overcome by proper maintenance of the hydraulic system and proper selection of seals and sealing material at the design stage itself. So seals are used to in a hydraulic system to prevent the excessive internal as well as external leakage and to keep the contaminants outside the system. So according to the relative motion existing between the seals and other parts, the seals are classified as first static seal as well as dynamic seal. These seals are usually made up of neoprene rubber, silicone or tetrafluoroethylene. So which are static steel? Static seals. These are used for between the mating parts that do not have relative motion between them. Typical example are flange gasket seals, O-rings. These are relatively simple and they essentially non-wearing and used trouble-free if assembly is proper. Okay. Whereas dynamic seals are assembled between the parts which has relative motion in between them. Hence the dynamic seals are subjected to wear and because of the mating parts which rub against each other. So this is all about the hydraulic seals which are and hydraulic accessories. You can find more information on this particular reference regarding this. Thank you.